Hello, class, and welcome to Preparing and Delivering Speeches. Now, we are now getting into the heart of the course itself, and this is where we start to discuss how you're going to deliver your speech, how you're going to prepare for your speech, and then you're going to be taught about informative and persuasive speaking, and you will then do your informative and persuasive speech. So, why does speech preparation matter? We know that good speeches don't happen by accident. Preparing builds confidence in you. It also reduces speech anxiety. You get a clear time for preparation, and the audience engagement and credibility will be so much higher when you've prepared. So we know that a rush speech is something that your audience won't appreciate, but a well practiced speech, your audience will appreciate. So, steps in preparing for your speech. Your first step is to select a topic. Make your topic relevant and interesting. Then you analyze your audience. Think about the audience you're going to be speaking to in this class and audiences you may be trying to speak to in future. Think about the demographics. The demographics are the statistics of the audience, the males versus females reported, the ethnicities, the different things that you can ascertain from your audience are your demographics, the age, and then the needs of your audience. What does your audience need? Because if you're speaking to your audience and you're not speaking to their needs, then really you're not appealing to your audience. Then you must research. You've got to research credible sources and stories. We're going to talk about that a lot in our next lecture. And then you've got to organize. Your speech must be organized. Your ideas must flow. You've got to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion to your speech. So, the purpose and the thesis of a speech must be very clear when you're going to make the speech. You have a general purpose, and that is to inform, to persuade, or to entertain. But then you have a specific purpose, and that is what you want your audience to learn or feel. Your thesis statement is the one clear, main, central idea for your speech. So, here's an example. If your general purpose is to persuade, then your specific purpose is to convince your audience to recycle. That might be, let's say that's the topic you chose, to recycle. Your thesis statement might be recycling benefits the environment and the economy. So, organizing your speech is important, and you'll be given an outline for both of your speeches. So you'll have an introduction, and that's to gain the audience's attention and to preview your speech. Your body should consist of 2 to 4 main points plus evidence. Then you should have transitions. These are words that guide your audience along the way. It might say to begin or to continue or next. Those are transitions. And then conclusion. Your conclusion summarizes your introduction. And it also, in a persuasive speech, it's where you have your call to action, your impact, what you want your audience to do about it. Now, in your outline, you're preparing your outline, and you have a preparation outline and a speaking outline. Your preparation outline can be detailed, but your speaking outline, it should have keywords, supported with things like statistics, such as stories, testimonies, research. You must balance logic and emotion, the ethos, the pathos, and also the logos. So we have what's called speech delivery styles. There's the manuscript style, which is should be very rarely used. That's where you read it verbatim. That's not what you're going to be taught in this class. There's the memorized, and memorization is something that it can be used, but it tends to be a little bit robotic. But in this class, we're going to be talking about extemporaneous speaking. This is where you must prepare in advance. That means you practice, 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 practice. You must sound conversational. You use your outline as your guide, and you speak from a place of knowledge. And make sure that your eye contact is on your audience, or in this case, on the camera, and that your gestures and your body language shows that you are prepared for the speech. Now, using your voice effectively is extremely important. You don't want to sound monotone, so you want to make sure that your volume is projected confidently. And your rate, avoid rushing, but avoid being too slow as well. Your pitch must vary, meaning that you don't want to speak on one tone like that. You want to make sure that your pitch goes up and down depending on what you're trying to convey. Pauses are fine. Don't be scared of pauses. And before you actually complete the speech, record yourself to hear yourself. And so you can hear the pitch, the tone, the rate, and the volume before you do a final speech. Speech anxiety is always going to be there. You never get rid of it entirely. But when you prepare for a speech, when you are prepared, then the nervousness tends to be a lot less. Nervousness is normal, but you must prepare. Focus on the message, not on yourself. Before you give the speech, breathe deeply. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth as many times as it takes for you to start to feel less jittery, less nervous. And then have your positive self talk. What this means is you visualize success and realize that even the professionals get nervous. So you can use visual aids as long as you are using them as aids and you're not using them as the presentation itself. But if you do keep the slides simple, one idea per slide, use charts, graphs, images, props to make the slides more interesting. So what should you take away from this lecture? Well, preparation equals confidence and clarity, meaning that the more you prepare for your speech, the more confident you feel, the more you give your audience the clarity that they need. There's a purpose. The purpose must be structured, must be supported by evidence. And your delivery, your voice, your tone, your flow must be practiced so that it sounds conversational. And remember your body language. Your audience is going to see your body language. Practice, record yourself, and keep on improving. And you'll find that you'll become a much more effective speaker. I'll see you in the next lecture. Take good care.